Hello, my name is Dr. Gleisner, and today I will do a little demonstration which shows what gravity is like in terms of affecting all objects at the same rate, independent of their mass. So one of the very early misunderstandings is that objects are attracted to the Earth differently according to their mass. And you can express that in heavier objects fall quicker. And the problem is that they don't, but we'll see that in a minute. Now, what I've got, and you can do this at home, I've not got a lot of space. So we have got a sheet of paper and a book, and I cut the sheet of paper to the same size as the book. Roughly, it's slightly bigger, I think, but marginally so. And I've in fact got two sheets of paper. There we are. And now we can do the following thing. So we can drop the sheet of paper, which is obviously less heavy than the book, at the same time. And the book falls quicker. Now, doesn't that directly contradict what I've just said? Well, here's the thing. What if I take the sheet of paper and I scrumple it up? Okay, so it still has the same mass. And if I drop it now, hang on, there we go. If I drop it now, there we go. That's pretty much at the same time. Now, if you don't believe me, that's fine, because what I can do now is I could of course repeat this, but you can do this for yourself. The reason why it drops at the same time is, of course, because I can do the scrumpled up sheet of paper, which is almost identical to this sheet of paper, and drop them, and you can see that the sheet of paper falls less quickly. Right. And this here is the sheet of paper, which is again the same size as booklet, and we've seen that the sheet of paper, of course, falls less quickly than the book. But if gravity affected it differently, if I put that sheet of paper underneath the book, then the book should now fall less quickly than before, because the sheet of paper is attracted less strongly by gravity, which of course we know isn't true. And what we observe is both fall at the same rate. Now, you could also say, well, now that the sheet of paper is in contact with the book, of course it'll fall even faster because it's in contact with the book. But what I can do now is I can put that sheet of paper on top of the book. Okay, so now it's on top of the book. I let it drop, and they fall at exactly the same rate. You can do this at home, as I say. And the reason for the sheet of paper now falling differently is because the book is not affected by air resistance very much. There is a small contribution probably, but not very much. And it pushes the air away from the sheet of paper. So now gravity is affecting the sheet of paper purely by its pull. Now, you might say, well, okay, maybe the sheet of paper is stuck somehow to the top there by, I don't know, by electrostatics or whatever. Okay, so now I'm going to put the sheet of paper, and to get on camera, it's a bit odd, but I'm going to put the sheet of paper just hovering above the book, so they're not connected, and they still drop at the same rate. You can try this at home. As I say, there's no trick here, right? If obviously I make the gap too big, then the wind resistance once again counts, because the book is no longer pushing enough of the air out of the way. But if you keep the gap relatively small, you can see that you can show the pull of gravity acting on the sheet in the same way, without a vacuum chamber. Now, my next ambition is to build a vacuum chamber, but that's not, or something like it, but that's not going to be easy. So I like this demonstration because it shows that gravity acts on all objects exactly the same, independent of their mass. So if that is true, then we have a proof for gravity being a force which is only dependent on having mass, not on anything else, not on the amount of mass, and so forth. Now, the reason why, of course, the Earth doesn't leap toward the sheet of paper is the sheet of paper has a mass that is infinitesimally smaller than that of the Earth, and we need to take that into account. So we have made an assumption here, and the assumption is that the Earth doesn't move measurably if I lift that sheet of paper up, and when I drop it, the Earth doesn't lurch towards the sheet of paper in any measurable sense. Would be odd if it did. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this little demonstration, and I shall see you in the next video. Because I haven't got much money. Oh, give me money to build a vacuum chamber. And it would have to be quite tall to actually visualize it properly. But there we are. And I've got a hideous carpet, and my green screen is rubbish, and the wall's been chewed over there by the chinchilla cage. Not by the chinchilla cage, but the chinchilla you can see here on the side. Well, you can't see the chinchilla, you can see the cage. But if you ignore all that and you just pay attention to the science, now it still weighs the same, obviously. Well, it has the same mass. I shouldn't really say, confuse weight and mass, but there we are. Both roughly same height, and clearly the scrumpled up sheet of paper fell. I've lost that now. It's rolled under my chair. I've not got a lot of space here, so I'm not going to waste time scrambling for it. There we go. Yeah. Okay, so I might have to do that again because I want them both to be on the camera. There we go. And I hope you enjoyed this little demonstration.